The craziest thing I did for a dream job was I was a dancing polar bear at Radio City Music Hall, and I finally made my New York City debut, and I wore a mask. But it's the things you do in your early 20s, and I wouldn't give any of those experiences back.
Hoje é o dia, mãe. Vão divulgar o elenco da peça da escola hoje. Sacou? Tipo uma cortina. Público difícil.
Thank you so much for having me, Tim.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I don't get to talk to Brazil often enough.
You should talk more often.
All right. If the yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Thiago.
I don't know if everybody have the same names as I do, but we are.
There's only one you. There's only one you.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations on the movie. I am absolutely fanatic about musicals. So when I watched, I was, yes, thank you. It's an original musical.
Yeah.
Based on your book, Better Naked Than Ever. And how was the process of adapting your book to the screens? What was the most challenging part or the most fun part?
I think the biggest challenge of adapting your book into a movie is, making sure that you're giving the fans of the original book the experience they had, that they grew up loving. But the opportunity is finding a kid like Ruby Wood to bring the character of Nate to life, finding a young lady like Aria Brooks, who is so funny and heartwarming as Libby, and then actors like Lisa Kudrow and Joshua Bassett and this cast of Broadway actors around them. That's the big opportunity, is making a big splash with music in New York City in a big sort of coming of age story. That's the big opportunity.
And what was your favorite scene to shoot for the movie? Because mine was when Untitled and Nate are talking and he says, I'm the only kid in my school who knows the lyrics for Pippi. And that
was like my favorite scene to shoot.
No way.
Because
beautiful metaphor.
Yeah, the in a lot of ways the movie is about finding your people.
Yes.
Finding people who accept you and see you. You know what I mean? It's like they get you. And so Lisa Kudrow and Ruby Wood play this scene later in the movie in which she says to him, I get you. And someday you're going to grow up and meet more people like you and you'll be even happier. And that was an incredible scene to shoot. I also loved a sequence that we shot in the middle of Times Square in the middle of summer with Ruby Wood getting to stay up till 2 a.m. singing his heart out. And I found that really full circle and emotional because I was 14 when I first came to New York. He was 14 when we shot it. And I was just so proud of him.
That scene in the Times Square is absolutely genius. I loved it.
Thank you.
Every time there's a big musical moment, I'm like, yes, more, please.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And speaking of musicals, which one, besides the ones you've written, which is your favorite musical?
I get that question and I have a different answer every day. It's like the music of Dear Evan Hansen makes me cry. The genius of Hamilton stuns me. But then I just watched West Side Story on Disney Plus and I remember that that's a classic for a reason. Anything that gets people singing and dancing is always thrilling to me. And I'm so grateful. Disney has such a legacy of music that stays with you, whether it's part of your world from Little Mermaid or We Don't Talk About Bruno. I am hoping these songs in Better Nate Than Ever break through and reach people as well, because I think we have something to say and something to sing about.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. My favorite music from the movie is No One Gets Left Behind, because Lilo and Stitch is absolutely wonderful. And I know that you have 2 follow-ups for Better Nate Than Ever, right?
Uh-huh.
5, 6, 7, 8, and Nate Expectations. Do you want to adapt the other books to the screen? Can you tell me if you are already adapting them?
Nothing official. I mean, I'm excited for the movie to launch, and I'm excited for people to discover these characters and these kids and this story. I always dream of more, and I'm a television showrunner, and so I always think of stories as like, what else? Where can we take these characters? But I don't know if there will be more Nate. I just know that it was a dream to make this one, and I really hope people discover it and maybe discover themselves a little bit when they watch it.
I hope the books come to Brazil because I'm not sure we have a translation to Portuguese.
Well, that's offensive, and we have to change that.
We have to change.
We have to change that.
The story is absolutely amazing. I did a few musicals when I was younger, and I totally related. And my brother is an actor, so it's to everybody who wants to follow their dreams.
That's really cool.
Yes. And did you base the story on your own experiences? Because I know that you was a part of the Little Mermaid cast and the revival, the 2003 revival of Gypsy.
Yeah,
and
wow, you did your research.
I did. Did you base the story in your own experiences, or did you create out of the blue?
Yeah, a lot of Better Nate Than Ever is inspired by my childhood as a theater lover who was always picked last for gym class and didn't fit in. And I really found myself and I found my people in New York City. And a lot of the movie is about the sort of comedic adventures of an audition and the high pressure of catching a bus to go to New York City overnight. And yeah, a lot of it's very autobiographical, but ultimately I think universal, because I think no matter where you are in the world and no matter what your dream is, a lot of us are waiting for permission to follow our dream. And I hope this movie does that for somebody. I hope even one person that this movie says you too can become that thing you dream of.
Oh, it absolutely does. I'm 25 and I watched the movie and it spoke to me even when I'm 25. So that's
very touching to me.
Wonderful. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. I had another question, but I don't think we have the time.
What is it? I'll give you a 10-second answer. What's your question?
Okay. What was the craziest thing that you do for a dream job or an audition?
The craziest thing I did for a dream job was I was a dancing polar bear at Radio City Music Hall, and I finally made my New York City debut, and I wore a mask. But it's the things you do in your early 20s, and I wouldn't give any of those experiences back.
I loved it. I loved it.
It's a joy. It's a joy to talk to you today. Thank you for your thoughtful questions. You're such a sweetheart.
Oh, thank you very much. It's an honor talking to you because I already saw a lot of things that you did, and thank you so much. It's an absolute honor.
I appreciate it.
Congratulations again. I want to see more movies, and I want the books here in Brazil so I can buy.
You got to translate them. We're gonna get you hooked up. You should write them.
I'm going to. Okay,
Great to meet you. Thank you
very much, and bye-bye.